Hi there.
Hello.
Hi, what can I get started for you?
A 16-ounce granita. No whip, please.
Perfect. Anything else?
That's all.
You got it. We'll see you up here.
Thank you. Here we go. I am so grateful to all of you who have come by this channel and checked out my ponderings. I appreciate your support, the kind words and encouragement, even the challenges from time to time, the slight pushbacks. I appreciate all of that. And I'm grateful to all of you who have clicked the subscribe button, click likes on the videos. And I'm grateful because of the process of building something like this, as some of you know, can be fairly challenging. And so I'm grateful. Also know that the process to build something like this requires some intentionality to decide your brand, your unique niche in the universe of YouTube and other social media platforms. And that's been a challenge for me. Ponderings Over Coffee, in a lot of ways, has been, well, kind of like the Seinfeld of YouTube channels. I'm not sure that I have clearly defined what it's about. As I think through topics and subject matter that I consider, that I ponder, what's in bounds and what's out of bounds. What are the topics, the subjects that I should probably stay away from? Because if I go there, then it becomes political, or it becomes some kind of racialized pondering that immediately I'll get thrown into that pigeonhole. I've been thinking about that lately. If I come across something or have an experience that causes me to look sideways, do I mention it? Do I talk about it? I mean, I think about it, I emote about it, I wish that the world was a better place, but should I grab my camera and press record and share that experience with you? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about right now. I just had one of those experiences downtown in the little town that I live, at an antique mall. I struggle with going to antique stores and used bookstores because every now and then I'll come across something that reminds me, oh Lord, this is the 21st century. But there was such a thing as a 20th century and a 19th century and an 18th century. Oh boy. There was a picture-framed newspaper article, and it was a picture in this newspaper article from San Jose, California, by the way, of a little African-American girl, and she looked frightened. Somebody was holding up like a stuffed horse, an animal horse, not an actual stuffed horse head, but an animal, and it had a close-up of her face, and her eyes were big, and she looked frightened, and it looked very Little Rascal-ish. On a shelf with a price tag, and yeah, I felt some kind of way about that. So should I talk about that? Should I share my thoughts about that? Do I even mention how weird it is to go to any store and see some kind of a visual or artistic depiction of human beings that look like me that are so stereotypical that it is offensive? Do I even say anything? Well, depending on where you come from, yeah, I should say something. Or if I say something that might pigeonhole what I'm trying to be and to do with this channel. I don't know. Or I just had an experience where I was asked to do some music for a memorial service for a kid that just turned 19 years old. And he passed away very suddenly, very unexpectedly. And I've got great love for this family. As a matter of fact, I knew this family. I met them, oh my goodness, decades ago, 1992. And the youth group that I was leading at the time, there was a sophomore young lady in this group. And she's the mom of the 19-year-old that just passed away. And it was all kinds of horrible. Do I talk about that? Do I share about that? You know, the subject of death and the afterlife, that seems to be one of those weird taboo subjects to ponder, especially if you mention it over a platform like YouTube. So, do I ponder that? Are there some off limits, out of bounds subject matter that if I want to grow a YouTube channel like this, I probably should steer away from it? Yeah, I think the answer is probably yes, but I don't like that answer. I really don't. Well, I've been grappling with this issue for the last several months. What I want to do is to share with you my thoughts, my experiences, and to some degree interact with you about your thoughts and your experiences. There's so many voices in the choir of voices that are on platforms like YouTube. There's reactors, there's podcasters, there's YouTube influencers. There's all of these different mediums and formats. And I get it and I understand it. And I actually appreciate that. As an independent musical artist, I really appreciate that. There was a time when there were no platforms, no formats, no mediums to where an independent artist could really get their music out to the world so that it was accessible by the world. And boy, the internet has changed that. I'm really grateful for that. As a matter of fact, I hope to take advantage of that very shortly because I've got a brand new song that's about to be released. Stay tuned for that. I want to keep talking to you about that. Would love for you to take a listen to it. There seems to be a sense of liberal options while at the same time we feel pressurized to not talk about everything, not hit every subject. There's a list that you gotta steer away from. And boy, the list covers a lot of areas in life. Well, let's just go down the list. Sex, relationships, politics, religion, race, COVID, here in the US and around the world, Trump. I mean, all of these subject matters, boy, you get flagged and people have strong emotions and opinions about them, which is pretty cool, actually. I like that. But what I don't want to do is to tank something that I'm trying to build because I have a weird experience walking through the inside of an antique mall in a small downtown city. Yeah, this is one of those ponderings about the ponderings. Thanks for letting me rant just for a minute. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, would you do that now? Click the button and make a comment, like this video, and help me build this thing. Maybe you can give me some encouragement or help me to shape this Seinfeld-esque channel.